Some Giants news today as Nate Solder, their starting offensive tackle, whether it was left tackle or right tackle, has decided to sit out this 2020 season. It makes sense because of the situation with his son having cancer and having a new baby, I believe, as well, and then his wife. So it just makes the most sense for him not to play. Obviously, Solder has not lived up to his contract, so I'm sure nobody's going to be too sad about this one, but I just wish his family the best, and hopefully everyone stays healthy. I don't want to see people in the comments be like, oh, Nate Solder's a baby. Like, no, the guy's making the right decision for himself and his family, so let's respect that. So for the Giants' perspective, it does save the $19.5 million cap hit that he was expected to make this year. He is walking away from $13 million this year, which is a lot. But I believe that players that opt out do make some sort of money. They still make like six figures, I believe, or something. I believe I saw. So it's not the end of the world for him. But it's not as much money, obviously, as if he were to play this year. So Solder will walk away from all that money. The Giants will save now $19.5 million. Does this mean they sign Jadeveon Clowney? Does this mean they can trade for Yannick Ngakoue and extend him? It is possible. It's also possible that Nate Solder has played his last game as a Giant because for next year, his dead cap is only $6.5 million if he's released, which seems to be the most likely outcome, but his cap hits $20 million. So the Giants could save around $14 million, $13.5 million, if my math's correct, if they release him next year, which seems to be the most likely outcome. So we'll see what happens in the future. So basically, they do save this cap space that he was going to make this year. They could sign other players. Logan Ryan's still out there. I don't think it makes sense for the Giants, but Jadeveon Clowney's still out there. They could trade for Ngakoue or somebody else that we're not expecting, so we'll see. But now they have some more freed up cap space, which is good. They signed all their rookies, and if anyone else opts out in the future, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know when the last day they can opt out is, but I'm sure they still have some time. But for what we know now, Nate Solder released a statement. He is not going to play next year, so let me know in the comments how you feel about this. I expect Cam Fleming now to shift to right tackle and be the starter. There's also a chance that maybe Nick Gates goes to right tackle and they put Lemieux at center or Spencer Pulley. I don't want to see that, but I think it's going to be Cam Fleming, and they still put Nick Gates at center, and of course Andrew Thomas at left tackle. That's the way I think it's going to happen. We'll see, though. It really depends. Hopefully, I think training camp starts, I don't know if it was, I thought it was today, but maybe tomorrow, sometime soon. Hopefully all that stuff goes well. I saw a video of Daniel Jones entering the facility today with a mask on, so I think training camp is starting up pretty soon. Hopefully things go well. A lot of players are opting not to play this year, which is no surprise, but I think as long as the NFL doesn't lose any huge names, they should be all right. Obviously, they don't want to lose any quarterbacks or any of the big name running backs, wide receivers. They can lose some offensive linemen. No one's going to notice that too much. It's going to hurt their team, obviously, but the fans won't notice that one. And then, the top 20, 30 defensive players. So as long as that stuff doesn't happen and the big names play, they should be all right, but we'll have to wait and see who decides to opt out more as the offseason goes on and as training camp starts to happen. So we'll wait and see. But Nate Solder will not be a Giant in 2019 or 2020, I should say, and his Giant career might be over because his contract is pretty it makes sense financially to get out of his contract for 2021, so we'll have to wait and see. But let me know in the comments how you feel about it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.